Welcome to our episode of Business Compact. Today on the importance of mentoring. We are here with Kuntal Chatterjee. Thank you for being with us. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Mario. And thanks to the global audience for listening to us today. I'm Kuntal, originally from India, studied microbiology, bachelor's and master's, and then also did my MBA in pharmaceutical management. I started my career with Dr. Reddy's as a chemist, as a microbiologist. Then I moved to regulatory affairs, and I had, in the start of my career, I had a good knowledge of how to compile a dossier. And then I also went to US for a short stint as a regulatory affairs manager in 2005, wherein I learned the tricks of the trade, how to submit the dossiers to the US FDA and get approved. And thereafter, I came back and got an opportunity to come to Germany. And eventually, I stayed back in Germany from 2009 until today. Currently, I'm in Berlin. And over the period of 2 decades, what I have done is I've changed always. I've tried to learn new things. So from quality to regulatory to portfolio management, and then from 2006 to 2007, business development. Here, I've been lucky to have some good mentors, some good superiors, and very good peers who have made my life good. And that's where I also was grateful enough to have changed several companies just by matter of chance, from Dr. Reddy's to Sandoz to Apotex, and then Apotex was acquired by Orobindo. And I went to UK for a short stay. I came back. I worked for Berlin KB, another big company. And then I started my own business along with Mario. And I know Mario for many years. So basically, this is all about me. I'm a business developer. I just connect the dots. And today we are here to share my story.
Thank you. What inspired you to become a mentor? And how has mentoring others impacted your own career and personal growth?
This is a very interesting question, Mario. Thank you for that. During the course, if I can say, the inspiration came from myself, because in every step of my career, it was really difficult, or rather kind of impossible, to shift departments. For example, I started as a chemist, microbiologist, and then I had a dream to go to regulatory affairs. I applied for the first interview. It was rejected. Then I went for the second, third interview, and finally got into regulatory affairs. And during that time, one of my close friend, college friend, became my mentor, because he was, we were from the same college. He was in regulatory affairs. I was in quality control. So I understood from him how the decisions are being made in regulatory affairs, what the job is really like. And then I thought, having learned quality control, it would be a perfect progression. So he was a mentor to me, and that was the time when I really got to know how important mentor can be. Then again, from regulatory affairs to portfolio management, that time I was doing a part-time MBA from Dr. Reddy's. I found a mentor who eventually became my boss in portfolio management. And then from portfolio management to BD, again, there was a mentor who was looking for somebody who can go and take some kind of integration management role in Better Farm in Germany. So, cutting a long story medium, every time there was some mentor who was directly or indirectly involved in changing the career path. Of course, there was an intense desperation or kind of a wish from my side to do it, but the mentor was quite important. And that's when I got this opportunity in my life. Myself and Mario and all others today will a little bit tell about Pharma Circuit also, because that's where we want to spread it forward. How mentoring have impacted myself in my personal growth over the last 20 plus years, and how this scheme of mentorship, paying it forward or connecting the dots or just being there, in what way I got inspired and how we can all work together to inspire each other.
In what ways can mentorship benefit both the mentor and the mentee? And what are some common misconceptions about mentoring?
This is another great question, Mario. So I think I will start with the misconceptions first. Basically, there is no hand-holding process. So life goes on its own. Life is a journey and not a destination. So most often what we do is we simply ask that I really need that. I really need this. But I think in our kind of mentorship, which we'll explain shortly in the kind of Pharma Circuit Academy, which we want to do at Pharma Circuit, the whole concept which we brought together along with Mario, Mo, and others at Azita Pharma. We thought that this misconception of just having somebody as a guide, as a mentor, and then just not sure on whether he will support or not, it is little bit rudimentary. Why not to have a process of mentoring wherein the mentor and mentee exactly know what are the deliverables? It is kind of a project. So we start a project, for example, a program on business development. So we define a scope, we bring in industry experts, and then we take out all the misconceptions. The misconception is that it is just expectations, that something we want to radically change without getting prepared for it. But in our proposed solution, which we have tried for last few years and we want to now formalize it, we want to give it a kind of a structure wherein we bring in modules and make both the mentor and mentee benefit from each other, because at this age or even after 10 years, I will continue to learn. And that's where we get learning and we grow together. So that's what I can say about this point.
How can mentors effectively guide their mentees towards achieving their goals? And what are some common challenges that arise during the mentoring process in your experience?
Thank you, Mario. This is another excellent question. I think I touched upon a bit the last question. I think the most common challenges is really to align with the set of goals. If you all remember, whenever you were hired for the first, second, third interviews, you were always asked, what is your goal? What do you want to do in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Now, in this mentor-mentee relationship, I think, as I explained, the goal is to achieve a kind of structure in a particular area. For example, if there is a candidate who is just passing out of the college, is not sure which department would be good for him, he can join our pharmaceutical academy and take a module wherein he can achieve his goal of getting that business development process, knowledge, and the, let's say, the steps involved in a defined period of time, which otherwise will take at least 5 to 10 years. With our combined experience of 50, 75 years with a whole team, we can advance that process and really help the mentees to become well integrated, well in advance, and be suited to this industry.
What advice do you have for individuals who are seeking a mentor or looking to become a mentor themselves?
Let me start with the mentors. I started this journey along with you, Mario, and several others, because we wanted to pay it forward. We wanted to do something different. So for the mentors, I think the model could be that if you are okay with your 10 to 5 job, that's fine. But if you are willing to have 1 day per month, or let's say 1 day in 2 or 3 months, to give it to us, then we can all work together to create specific modules for your subject. It could be supply chain, it could be artificial intelligence, it could be business development, portfolio, mergers and acquisitions, to make it visible to the whole world that you are actually not waiting for another 5 or 10 years to start your own organization and then start this process. But you can use our Pharma Circuit Academy to start this. For mentees, it's still easy because this is one of the platforms. I don't want to oversell Pharma Circuit, let it stick for themselves. But for the mentees, the selling point to them is that if you start in any organization, you will grow step by step. And if you find a mentor who is aligned to your thoughts, who thinks like you, and also who can guide you towards achieving your goals, then the goal can happen in a proper structured way and dreams can become true. So my advice is to really subscribe to our website for the mentees, Pharma Circuit website, and then maybe you can be the first few lucky ones to get benefited of the courses which we are about to bring in next 1 year time.
How can organizations and communities create a culture of mentoring and support? And what role can mentorship play in advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace?
I think, Mario, as you have also stayed in Barcelona outside, you have also traveled all over the world. I've also traveled all over the world. I think diversity, equality, inclusion is the theme of the day. I personally feel that if we mandate each department to have a share and care concept, that means the emails are not there any longer in the inbox, but there is a kind of a shared community wherein there is a culture of mentorship and support proactively created. In other words, if the organization utilize companies like us, Pharmaceutical, we can actually bring both the parties together. For example, mentees from the colleges and mentors from the companies, and create a community which interacts with themselves. Because our goal is not to become millionaires from that. Our goal is to also pay it forward. And I think when we start connecting the dots, when we empower mentorship, then all these dots, diversity, equity, inclusion, workplace will come. And that's my take on it. If you give us a chance with Pharmaceutical, then maybe you can see that we are creating a community which will be self-sufficient in this aspect.
To close, how do you describe mentoring in 3 words?
So this is the most difficult question, but we are still trying about it. So 3 words. I think the first word which I will choose is inspire. In any kind of mentorship, if you are not inspiring each other, then it's not worth it. So first is inspire. The second word, obviously, looking at all these questions and in general life, we have to collaborate. These are only 2 words. So my favorite last word for today's podcast is execute your plan. So it's not essential to inspire, to collaborate. Like Mario have executed his plan today to bring this podcast. He has executed that. So if we all can execute our plans like Mario did today, if we can really come together, it's just coming together, pay it forward. Come together in your free time. Come together to Pharmaceutical as advisors. If you can come together, then we can inspire, we can collaborate, and we can execute our plan to make this Pharmaceutical Academy a great success. Thank you for the opportunity today, Mario.
Thanks to you, Kuntal. We very much appreciate to having you here. And as always, quite inspiring to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks to my global audience. Thanks a lot.